So it's a multi-day sportive based in the mountains of Europe, either the Alps, Pyrenees, Dolomites, or in 2017 the Rockies in America as well.
Really an event which brings people together, it pushes your limits.
Jagged vertical cliffs above you and the lush green valleys, and just made you want to get out and ride your bike. It's an unbelievable experience.
Being there is just having no other focus and no other thought in your head apart from riding those climbs, apart from getting to the finish.
Well, when you've signed up to the event, it gives you this great focus for the rest of the year. A reason to get out there on the cold mornings, on a Saturday, on a Sunday morning, to have this goal at the end and then to work towards it throughout the entire year. And then you get there and you achieve it and you just feel great. First time I rode the Haute route, I prepared by probably upping my training by 30 or 40%. I suppose I started cycling Saturday and Sunday when I could. Obviously, most of us have got normal jobs, we're not professional cyclists. And then I suppose from about Easter time onwards, that's when you really know that, hey, you've got this big thing coming up.
But actually the hard part is making the commitment. It's easy to say, oh, I might go and do it, or I should, or I could do that. I could do that easy. You've sort of signed on the dotted line, you've said to yourself, you've made that personal commitment to yourself. That's when things start to fall into place. That's when you really have to have your focus. You just feel this buzz inside. It's like every time you're going out on the bike at the weekend, it might be miserable weather in the winter, but you're there, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose.
You definitely need a good level of fitness to go riding in the mountains. To be climbing for 2 hours is a big effort, and you may be doing multiple cols in one day, and that fatigue builds up. An amateur cyclist doesn't really experience when they're riding around the roads at Haute. You'll have to prepare yourself for. And the way to do that is to spend lots of time on the bike. So get your body used to riding for 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hours.
There's always a fear in everybody that you're not going to make it, that you're not going to be good enough. This event is achievable by anybody, and it really is 80% mental. Find someone who's done it before, have a little chat to them, and reassure yourself that despite this being the highest and the toughest sportive out there, it's completely achievable if you put your mind to it. Being a part of a group of other people who are entering it as well, to have a bit of that team spirit, to have a bit of that camaraderie when you know there are other people who are going through the same thing, and then you can focus on meeting up together on the weekends and saying, right, okay, we're going to do 100k today, guys.
Never been one for let's just cram it in the last month. I'm just like, okay, how can I work sort of methodically almost? How do I get to that goal? Okay, and I work backwards and I say, well, we're starting off in August. Right, I've got this block of time now that I just segregate down. And when you break things down into manageable pieces, it seems a lot more, well, you can digest it a bit easier. I need to make sure that I've got the endurance, because it's 7 days, the days are long, lots of climbing. So I start off and I do my big endurance block. That really lays the foundation for all those training sessions which come afterwards, the more high intense sessions. And then naturally, as the spring comes, motivation just takes a big upward trajectory, and you think, yeah, great. Personally, I never train for an event up to the full capacity, so I'm not going out going, right, I've got a 7-day event. I'm gonna have to ride 7 days back to back. I've got to do the same mileage. I've got to try and find the right amount of elevation. I've got to take a week off work and I've got to do this. Never works like that. No one has the time in the day. Everyone's time crunched nowadays. And what gets you through on the day is the camaraderie, it's the adrenaline, it's just being there. It's just having no other focus and no other thought in your head apart from riding those climbs, apart from getting to the finish.
It's a huge challenge, and you do have to be prepared for it. You have to train, you have to be fit, you have to select your equipment carefully, but the beauty is that it's doable.
What initially seemed impossible, can you ride the Haute route, the highest and the toughest? Absolutely.
That's a goal which I really like, that fulfillment of trying to achieve something you thought might not be possible. I mean, life's not easy, that's the thing. It's like, what's the Haute route? But you put the work in and you get the reward.